Welcome to the 6-Minute English Podcast, your quick, no-fluff guide to improving your English in just minutes a day. Subscribe now and make English a part of your daily life.
Have you ever thought about how small, daily habits can actually have a huge impact on your life? We often overlook the little things, but they can really add up over time, like compound interest in a savings account. Our story today explores this idea.
That's so true. It's easy to dismiss things like taking the stairs instead of the elevator or reading a few pages each night. But consistency is key. Small changes, done regularly, can lead to remarkable results. This story focuses on one such habit.
Exactly. Our story is set in a small, quiet town called Oak Haven. It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other, where life moves at a slower pace. Imagine tree-lined streets, cozy houses with gardens, and a friendly atmosphere.
Oak Haven sounds charming, a perfect backdrop for a story about the power of simple habits. In this town lives our main character, a young woman named Amelia. She's a librarian, and like many of us, she's felt stuck in a rut lately.
Stuck in a rut means feeling like you're not making any progress or feeling bored with your routine. Amelia feels like her days are just blurring together, and she's looking for something to change that.
Poor Amelia. I think many of our listeners can relate to that feeling. She's about to discover that even small changes can make a big difference. In Oak Haven, there's a small, independent bookstore called The Book Nook. It plays a significant role in Amelia's transformation.
Transformation means a big change, a shift in someone's life or way of being. This bookstore, The Book Nook, is where Amelia's journey begins. It's a place filled with the aroma of old books and the promise of new adventures.
I love the imagery of that. The aroma, the promise of adventures, it sounds inviting. Let's see how this bookstore and its atmosphere help Amelia change her life.
So, continuing our story about Alex and his quest for a better life, let's see how he's getting on with those small changes. Remember, he started with just drinking more water and making his bed every morning. Pretty simple stuff, right?
Exactly. And you wouldn't believe the impact those two small changes had. Impact means the effect or influence of something. These little habits started to create a ripple effect in other areas of his life. It's almost like a domino effect, one thing leading to another.
He found that having a tidy bed to come home to was actually quite calming. It created a sense of order in his otherwise chaotic apartment. Chaotic means disorganized and messy.
Yes, and the increased water intake gave him more energy. He wasn't reaching for sugary snacks mid-afternoon anymore. Instead, he felt more alert and focused at work.
So, encouraged by these small victories, Alex decided to incorporate another habit: a short walk during his lunch break. Nothing strenuous, just a gentle stroll to clear his head. Strenuous means needing a lot of effort or energy.
This is a great example of how small changes can build upon each other. He already had the momentum from the first two habits, which made adding this third one much easier. Momentum is the force or speed of movement, like a rolling snowball getting bigger.
This short walk had a surprisingly big impact. It gave him a chance to get some fresh air, some sunlight, and to simply be present in the moment. Present here means to be fully aware and engaged in what you're doing, not lost in thought.
Being present, or mindful, is a really important concept. It helps us to appreciate the small things in life. And it can be a powerful tool for reducing stress.
Absolutely. And for Alex, these few minutes of quiet contemplation during his walk became a valuable part of his day. Contemplation means deep, reflective thought.
He noticed that after his walks, he returned to work feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the afternoon's tasks. Tackle means to deal with something challenging.
He was becoming more productive, more focused, and more importantly, happier. He realized that these small daily habits weren't just chores, they were investments in his well-being.
And that's a key takeaway here. These aren't magic solutions, but consistent effort applied to small, positive changes can really make a difference. Consistent means doing something regularly and steadily.
Okay, so to quickly recap what we've heard so far in our story about daily habits, our main character, Amelia, has been feeling stuck in a rut. Stuck in a rut means feeling like you're not making progress or like you're doing the same, boring things every day.
Exactly. She's trying to improve her life, so she starts small. First, she commits to drinking a big glass of water right after waking up. This is her first new daily habit.
Right, and she also decides to start a gratitude journal. A gratitude journal is a notebook where you write down things you're thankful for. It's supposed to help you focus on the positive aspects of your life.
It's a great way to start the day with a positive mindset. So, even though these are small changes, Amelia starts to feel a little bit better. She feels slightly more energized and a little less overwhelmed by her daily tasks.
Remember how overwhelmed she felt before? Overwhelmed means feeling like you have too much to do and you can't handle it all. These small changes give her a sense of control, a tiny bit of order in her otherwise chaotic life.
Yes, and that feeling of control is key. It motivates her to add another habit. A short walk in the park every evening, no matter the weather. No matter the weather means whether it's sunny, rainy, or snowy, she goes for her walk.
She's building momentum. Momentum means gaining speed or progress towards a goal. Each small success encourages her to do more. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and faster.
Exactly. She finds that the walk helps her clear her head after a long day at work. Clear her head means to relax and think more clearly. She also starts sleeping better because of the fresh air and exercise.
So, as we move into the next part of the story, Amelia is starting to see real, positive changes in her life. These small habits are having a big impact.
She's proving that even small changes can make a huge difference over time. We'll see what other habits she incorporates and how they transform her life even further. It's really inspiring.
So, Amelia continued her new habits. She started each day with mindful moments. This means taking time to be quiet, to focus on your breathing, and to appreciate the present moment. It's like a mini meditation.
And instead of rushing through her breakfast, she practiced savoring each bite. Savoring means to really enjoy the taste and texture of your food. She noticed the subtle flavors and appreciated the nourishment it gave her. It's the opposite of gobbling your food down.
Exactly. And she found that by savoring her food, she ate less and felt more satisfied. It was a win-win.
Absolutely. Another habit Amelia adopted was intentional acts of kindness. These aren't grand gestures, but small, thoughtful things. Like leaving a kind note for her roommate, or helping an elderly person cross the street.
These small acts of kindness not only brightened other people's days, but they also had a surprisingly positive impact on Amelia's own mood. She felt a sense of purpose and connection.
Right. It's like the saying goes, you get what you give. And finally, Amelia embraced the idea of lifelong learning. This doesn't necessarily mean going back to school, but simply cultivating a curious mind and seeking out new knowledge and experiences.
She started listening to educational podcasts during her commute, which is a great way to learn something new. And she joined a book club, which allowed her to explore different genres and discuss ideas with others. This is another great example of lifelong learning in action.
So, let's recap some of these key phrases. Mindful moments, which means taking time for quiet reflection. Savoring, which is about truly enjoying your food. Intentional acts of kindness, small actions to brighten someone's day. And lifelong learning, which involves continually seeking new knowledge.
Those are all great phrases to add to your vocabulary. And remember, using these phrases in conversation is a fantastic way to practice your English and solidify your understanding.
Exactly. Now, let's see how these changes affected Amelia's life in the long run.
Okay, let's quickly recap the story of Amelia and her journey to improve her life with small daily habits. Remember, she felt overwhelmed, like many of us do, and decided to make small, manageable changes.
Exactly. She started with just one habit, drinking a glass of water as soon as she woke up. This is a great example of starting small. It's not a huge, daunting task, so it's easier to stick to it. Daunting means intimidating or overwhelming.
Then, she incorporated a short morning walk, just 15 minutes. This wasn't about intense exercise, but about getting fresh air and moving her body. She gradually increased the duration, making it a sustainable habit.
Sustainable means able to be maintained over time. She didn't want to burn out by trying to do too much too soon. Her next habit was mindful eating. She focused on what she was eating, savoring each bite instead of rushing through her meals.
And that made a big difference. She realized she was often eating out of boredom or stress, not actual hunger. Mindful eating helped her to be more in tune with her body's needs.
Right. Then came the evening routine. She started by putting away her phone an hour before bed. This reduced screen time, which can interfere with sleep. She replaced that time with reading, which she found very relaxing.
Finally, she added a short gratitude practice before sleep, reflecting on the positive aspects of her day. This helped shift her perspective and cultivate a more positive mindset. Cultivate means to develop or nurture something.
So, step by step, Amelia incorporated these 5 habits: drinking water, walking, mindful eating, less screen time, and gratitude. These small changes had a huge impact on her overall well-being.
She felt more energetic, focused, and positive. She realized that small, consistent actions can lead to significant and lasting change.
And that's the key takeaway here. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small, be consistent, and enjoy the journey of self-improvement.
Absolutely. And remember the word overhaul, which means to completely renovate or change something. In this context, Amelia didn't completely change her life all at once. She took manageable steps. Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.